it's a little late in the season in summer, but just the way it's been. We've dug out Derek's 67 Mustang. It's dirty from sitting in storage, but we went through this whole car. I'll get Chris to go through the particulars. We'll show you some pictures at the end of this video what it did look like. Like I said, it's been sitting for a long time prior to us restoring it. But it's basically been almost a nut and bolt restoration, literally. We went through everything in this car and replaced most of them. We'll show you in a few minutes here. But
yeah, so it was bought. Derek bought it about 15 years ago. It was just in black primer. It looked fairly good. The motor was crap though, and there was other issues we found later. But then it drove it for a couple years and it sat. And 3 years ago we got it to this point. We painted it in that garage.
Where we paint all of our stuff?
Yeah, we painted all our stuff there. The Terraplane was painted in there too. So
my Pontiac was painted in there.
Pontiac.
Kev's truck will be painted this fall.
It's Acapulco blue. It's a factory Ford blue. We painted.
The front fenders were both new.
Yeah, they were new.
Actually, the funny thing about, I think it was this fender was actually a 67, because remember we had to weld up the marker light?
Yeah, it originally had a marker light in there.
So we found that that wasn't right, so we welded it up, or it might have been 68, I can't remember, whatever.
The rocker had some issue. It had Bondo, it was quite thick Bondo, so we cut ground that and fixed all that, put new metal in there.
Both quarters were replaced.
Both quarters were replaced. The trunk lid, it's a brand new trunk lid. The original,
what happened with the original one?
Someone had a battle with some hornets and was beating on the trunk a little bit, which was a good thing actually, because it was all rotted underneath the lip anyways, and that would have been a pain.
And so we bought a brand new one, but the funny thing is when it came back, when we picked up from shipping at the border, I guess it fell during shipping, and this whole part here was pushed upwards. So even, you know, reproduction parts, you gotta love them when you get shipped.
And all reproduction lettering that you have, the trunk lids don't come pre-drilled, so you have to mark them off and measure them off yourself. They don't give you a template.
But yeah, we took the time. Everything's been cleaned, painted, all new rubber. Everything's been done.
Brand new gas tank.
Yeah.
The parts of the floor were replaced. Yeah. Tech tip. If you want to keep
mice
environments.
Bounty. Buy the cheap no-name ones. They smell better and they're stronger than the other ones.
All the floors were patched and with seam seal, and the quarters are full quarters. They're not just half or anything. They're full.
The funny thing is, this was actually had rot all in here and in between here, and the gentleman before us, or whoever owned it, maybe before him, they just put Bondo and put duct tape over it and more Bondo, and we're stripping it down to bare metal, and I was like, what the heck? But yeah, somebody got creative and we fixed it.
And we blocked out the tail panel. We thought that was a nice touch. Brand new bumper. This one, the original, had a few rot holes.
Yeah. And for the $100 to buy it.
And it was cheap.
It was cheap. This gas lid, it's not the correct one for this year of car, but you know what, I found in a junkyard when I was like 10 or 11, and I brought it home, so I figured, screw it, it's going on it. It's sat on the shelf long enough. Even the rear tail pan, it had a slight twist to it, but we were able to straighten it out and everything else. Yes, the exhaust is taped up because I'm always worried about when these cars sit. You never know if mice come up to the exhaust.
Tape up some paint can lids on your exhaust so the mice don't get in.
Just from experience.
And this quarter is another full quarter, all the way from the seam all the way back.
The same thing with this rocker here. The funny thing is, this rocker is even worse than the other side. So we bought a rocker panel, but it was just, I guess, what they call a slip-on rocker, and it wasn't exactly what we wanted. I didn't know there's two different styles, so we had to buy another full rocker, which we literally cut the whole rocker out.
The inner and outer rocker, everything.
Yeah. So we replaced that. We did 4 panels in the car. I think were actually decent. I can't remember.
There was only a couple spots on the floor that were.
But we replaced. But yeah. But from top to bottom, this is a brand new interior. It's dirty from sitting. But
most of the stuff, some stuff came from Scott Drake,
Oh, that's right.
and a lot of it came from in Calgary.
Yeah, CJ Pony.
CJ Pony.
Something like that.
Mustang shop.
Oh, a Mustang shop.
shop.
There you go. I
The
can't
Mustang
remember.
shop, yeah, in
Yeah.
Calgary. We actually took a trip down there and picked up a lot of this stuff.
And I must apologize. The only thing that isn't new is the e-brake handle, or the handle to release. It does work, but we have a new one here. Just haven't got around to it. The headliner's even new. Like I said, everything from top to bottom.
The seat cushions, the sponge is all original in all the seats. We recovered everything. New carpet.
New jute padding underneath. I think that's what they call it.
Yeah. New brand new dash pad. New gauge pods. Factory gauges.
And I have to say, some of this aftermarket stuff, it's not just bolted in and there you go. You have to monkey around with a lot of it. A lot of it doesn't fit.
Yeah. Like the dash pad, you had to do some trimming to it to make it fit
It wasn't
properly.
It took a long time. But yeah, like everything's new. All the new rubbers, everything. We took the regulators all apart. And another idea when you guys are doing, if you got like regulators and they're stiff and they don't want to move, just put some white lithium grease in them and heat them up with a torch, and that way the grease gets in there and the cranks and everything works a lot easier and slicker. But all new weather stripping all around the doors, all the quarter windows, everything's
Doors fit closed nicely.
new door locks we just changed because it had mismatched door locks for the trunk and all that, so we just bought new ones. That everything's new.
Brand new GT emblems, and of course, since these were aftermarket fenders, they didn't have any holes, so we had to mark and drill hole, figure out where they are supposed to go. So we got it as close as what we could find. Brand new windshield.
The stainless is all original. We just cleaned it up. I know it's dirty from sitting, but like I said, the car sat in storage for a while.
These are original. Front bumper's original. Brand new grill.
Literally everything for the grill is brand new because it was just some sort of chicken mesh that somebody put in there before.
Yeah, it was bad, the original one. Front valance, that's all original. That was in excellent shape. The hood is
It was a repop.
a repop. It came with the car. The hood scoop came from a
Newer Mustang.
newer Mustang, 80-ish Mustang. And we thought we molded it in, looked pretty good. Then we blocked out the hood with satin black, same as the rear taillight panel. And the motor. More bounce sheets, keep the mice and critters away. This is basically a brand, well, we did everything on it. It's a 302 stroked to, it's a 347. It's got a stroker kit from Speedway. It's been all balanced.
Yeah, it was all Scat.
Scat crank and rods. Yeah, we took it all in. It was they're supposed to be balanced from the factory, but we took it a step further and took it into a machine shop and balanced it. Everything else we did ourselves. We bored it.
I can go look at the cam box. I still have it here, but I can't remember the specs on it. But it's a healthy camshaft. 1/6 rocker arms, crane rocker arms. Like I said, those are Patriot Freedom heads. I can't remember the CCs on the heads. Scatter shield's got a good street strip clutch in it. All that good stuff.
And right now it has a 3-speed in it, but we have
4-speed.
4-speed.
That we're going to be changing, I guess, tomorrow.
And when we got the car, this was all the original. Someone bondoed all this up, even bondoed over the serial number because it was rotten. We took the time to cut out all the rot, keep the serial number, and So that's all looking factory. It has the factory grooves, factory, just make it look better. I've seen cars that they just Bondo over everything and it doesn't look good.
I know the wiring looks atrocious. We're not done to that part yet, but that's what we're going to be working on soon. Like I said, I know we're missing a lot of details about the motor, but we'll go about that when it's in the garage and we're
It's a very healthy motor.
Yeah, as you can tell from our first and second video, I think that you can hear it running and idling. It sounds pretty good.
And it's a lot of this motor does a lot of our sound effects in our videos, our beginnings.
But like I said, there's a lot of reproduction stuff on this thing, because it's a lot of stuff was just far gone or missing or just half-assed done.
And it was a lot. Stuff is pretty cheap to buy.
Yep.
For the most part.
I know we're missing a bunch of stuff on this video, but but it's going to be in my garage for a while, and we're going to be talking about it and going through things, and
we got brand new rims and tires. We got torque thrust 2 rims.
And if you watch our first video,
they're in there.
Now. But yeah, we cut the hood out for the scoop, that way
it's a functional scoop.
I think we probably put a little bit too big of a intake on it now, but that's okay. It seems to be happy.
Yeah, it's got a single plane intake.
Yeah, with a 650 double pumper. Holley, it's just an MSD ignition or a distributor that we got from a buddy.
And we do have to work on the linkage, the gas linkage, because right now we don't get full throttle. So we're getting about half throttle before the linkage hits the firewall. So we're going to be working on that in the near future to get that all done.
Another fun thing, if you guys ever buy one of these aftermarket grills, we found that how it has a slight curve to it. When then they ship them, they're straight. So you have to take a pie cut out here, kind of bend it in, and then we just TIG weld it up at the top and the bottom. Because when we were kind of mocking everything up to see how it all fit, it's like, wait a minute, this should be bowed to kind of fit the contour of this part, and yeah, they just ship them straight.
And then sometime in this car's past, it was hit in this corner. This was all dented. Here was all dented.
I forgot we replaced all this too.
This inner wheel well was all dented. We hammered that out as best we could. This is all brand new.
Yeah, we drilled all the spot welds out.
From top to bottom. Yeah, all the spot welds have been drilled out, and so
I can't remember. Did we spot weld it back in, or did we weld it?
We plug welded it.
Yeah, plug welded. I can't remember.
But it just makes it. It was a lot of work to do that, to cut out all the spot welds.
It actually took longer to take it out than actually put it back in.
Yeah, but it actually went together fairly. It looks excellent now that we actually did that.
Like I said, we took the time and cleaned everything up and painted the hood underneath to match. Like I said, this was what, a little over 2 years worth of work, like Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah, it took us a whole winter to get it looking like this.
Like, there was a lot when we pulled the windshield out. I remember in this area here behind this was all rotted out in here. I recall we had
there was a few rotten places that
I wish we would have started filming a lot of this stuff when showing you guys, but yeah, there's a lot of rot under here, and I think that side too. And I know we fixed that rocker box on that side.
And it's got we put frame connectors in it because these Mustangs, well, especially with this, I don't know how much horsepower this is going to be producing, but it's pretty healthy. So
and these things and sorry Mustang people, but these things were shit off the line.
Yeah, so the unibodies flex pretty good.
Just spot welded together. Sorry Mustang guys.
Yeah. So these are not they look good, but we got torque thrust 2s. Yeah. Brand new.
So like I said, it needs a good wash, and still needs a buff. And we do have a white, I guess they're hockey stripe logo or stickers that they have. We have them. Not sure about putting them on yet. I say yay, because I think they might look pretty cool.
Oh, and when we did paint this, we got a major run in the clear coat here. It's almost gone. Derek has a little bit. You probably can't even pick it up in the video, but there was a major run right here. Derek's been gently sanding that, and it's almost gone. We just need to give it a good polish. But I think this is probably the best paint job we've done in the garage.
Like I said, it just needs a good washing and cleaning and detailing.
It's quite dusty.
Like I said, there's probably a million things we're forgetting about this car, but when we keep making videos on this, because we're going to start working on it again, we'll start showing you other things, and I'll get a little bit more in detail in the engine and everything else. Actually, a funny thing about the engine, when we're building it, we're setting up for to file the rings.
Funny and expensive.
Expensive, yeah. But Derek and I were mocking up the motor for the rings to see what we had to file them through. And I guess it's just late at night, or we're tired, or just didn't feel like working on this shit box. But one of these fancy dancy ass pistons, Keith Black's, it actually fell through and on the ground, and I chipped it right there. So, and it kind of pushed this out a little bit.
That was enough just to bend it.
Enough to bend it. So that was a couple $100 mistake by the time I got here. But yeah, that's the pistons we used.
It was hard finding a single piston.
Yeah, but
of the same type.
Mr. Keith Black. But yeah, so we just use that as keep that as a mistake.
Bad day.
Yeah, it's expensive, but yeah. So that's the reason I still keep that thing around. But in closing, I think today's more or less kind of a wash. After doing some running around, we got my Henry J doors and a few other parts. By the time we push this in, I think that's going to be a day. Probably go for some ice cream right now. I got actually we got ice cream here. Don't have to go anywhere.
We already had our big gulps.
Oh yeah, that's true. But yeah, I think tomorrow we're going to start pulling out that little shitty 3-speed and then put this 4-speed in. So yeah, it seems to all work and everything else. So we bang your ears, bang, bang, bang. Much as a Mustang can do.
Yeah, then we still got a little bit of like the throttle linkage we gotta do. We're gonna be putting new gears in it.
Yeah,
so.
and I gotta finish off the exhaust. It's gotta be lifted up higher and done properly.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of little things that need to be done with it. But we should have been on this thing since spring. But you know how summer goes. Just like all you guys, life gets in the way and
other projects.
And you know how it is. But yeah, so we're finally gonna start working on it. You're gonna see a bunch of upcoming videos on this thing soon. So.
And if you have 40 Willys, it might be for sale.
It'd take like 5 or 6 of these.
Dodge.
Yeah,
Or a nice Dodge.
Nice Dodge, yeah. Mustangs. Not my cup of tea, but whatever. They're nice cars. I guess if I had to drive it, I would.
Rather drive it than a 73 Chevelle with a 454 4-speed.
Easy, easy. Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. Got some people that like those cars. Anyway, I guess we've done enough rambling. We're like I said, tomorrow we're gonna switch out the 4-speed and everything else. That should be pretty easy. Just in and out. Hopefully, I just jinxed herself. But I guess enough rambling. So if you like this video on Derek's Mustang, like and subscribe, leave a comment. I know you guys have been leaving a lot lately, and we've been getting back to most of you who are trying, and it's really appreciated. And thanks. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you again. Adios.